This is a 1980 F-600 tow truck. It has a 8.2 GM Detroit engine in it. And we're going to do a first start. This truck has a Holmes 600 twin beam bed. Has twin masts on it. You can swing them out to left or right. Also has a hydraulic wheel lift. It's an interesting truck. Heavy duty. This thing is heavy duty. And it's a very desirable tow truck rig. A lot of people like this setup. This mechanical drive with the big gearboxes. This thing is just about unbreakable. It's got a really nice cab. Everything inside is really nice. The seats are nice. It's a 1980, but it's really good shape to be as old a truck as it is. It's got a lot of modern switches and controls. It's pretty cool. Now the problem that we had with this truck in the past is we thought it had a bad battery. We replaced the battery. Thought it was an alternator because it seemed to be dragging all the time, the starter. So Matt put a new alternator charging system on it, and it didn't seem to be getting any voltage down to the starter. So we replaced the cylinder. Matt put a new starter solenoid on it, and now I guess we just narrowed it down to the starter itself. The starter, we don't think it was having charging problems at all. We think that it was just the starter was heating up and dragging, and that's probably what was discharging the battery if it's wore out enough for the armature to be dropped in it. So the next step is Matt's gonna take the starter off of it. We're gonna try to check it and maybe have it rebuilt. We can't seem to source one locally, so hopefully we can get this one rebuilt. This is a big 8.2 GM diesel, big Detroit diesel. It's naturally aspirated, but it seems to be a beast. There's no reason why this truck shouldn't start and run. We barred it over. It seems to turn over really easy, but it's still got plenty of compression. So if we can get that starter to crank this engine, we know we've got good diesel. It's been a little while since it's been started, but we believe that this big monster will start up and drive. There's a Mr. Horsepower license plate. Perfect. We've already worked on this truck some, and we kind of narrowed it down to the starter. I wish I'd filmed some of it yesterday, but I'm just amazed at how good a shape this thing is inside. It's pretty wild. The brakes are really good. It has unique brakes for an older model. It's a 1980 model, but it's got hydraulic power brakes, so it gets its power, I guess, from the power steering pump. But I didn't know they had that hydraulic conversion back then, but it has been converted. It used to have a different kind of brakes, but somebody's took all that out and put this power hydraulic conversion in. It's pretty cool. Also added was that hydraulic stinger that's on back of it. It has its own pump and reservoir, and it runs off electric, runs off the battery. So we've got that disconnected right now to make sure we don't have any discharge problems from that. But we believe that at best it's going to wind up being the starter, which is a monster. Matt's having to crawl under the truck and get it out, but you'll get to it in a few minutes and hopefully have that beast out and take a look at it. Matt's finally got this monster starter off. It weighs a good 100 pounds. It's a beast.
I wear a 12.
Yeah, compared to his shoe, look how big this monster is. It's out there. Next step is to get somebody to fix it. we've got this starter off the truck, and you think we have to have this old starter rebuilt, but we're thinking that this plunger and contactor are so badly corroded that this is the contactor that actually makes the motor spin. We know the solenoid is engaging because as soon as we hook power to it, the solenoid engages, but the motor doesn't spin. But the common cause of that is this plunger gets corroded, and it's green, and there's a 1/4 inch of crud on these contactors. So we're going to give it a good cleaning before we take it to the starter shop. Make sure we get these contactors clean and see how that works. We'll get it all cleaned up and we'll show you what happened. Now that it's all cleaned up, all the corrosion's gone, the little electrodes are good and clean. We're going to throw everything back together and see what happens. Well, we got the electrode clean, but we're still getting a long delay before the starter starts winding. So we're going to get in here and see if we need to clean these brushes up. And if that don't work, then we're just going to take it on to the starter shop. We'll come back when we get the cap. Okay, we got it put back together. We cleaned all the contactors in here. Looks like the brushes is making contact okay. And we've got power to the starter. All we got to do is take the ignition wire and kick it to this hot and see if it winds. Nope.
Yeah.
It's delaying though. Let's let it completely stop. See how it drops back out. It's really heating up. There's way too much resistance. Yeah, I believe we got some bad windings or something in the starter. We're going to have to let them look at it. We'll take it to the shop and we'll pick this back up later. It's a couple days later. We got the starter back from the starter shop. It ain't nothing fancy, but he had to put a new armature and new bushings in the end of it, looks like. But he's got it back going. We already, of course, we had all the solenoid and all that stuff cleaned up. And all we got to do now is Matt's got to crawl under there and cram this 200-pound starter back in the motor. We'll be back in a minute. Well, Matt's putting the battery in, hopefully for the last time. It's raining on us, it's dark. Like always. Well, 2 cranks. Had to jump it because we only got 1 battery. And this thing fired right up. I tried to get it on my other camera, but my battery died just as soon as Matt started cranking it. It's got the starter on it, got all the wire and hopefully sorted out. That diesel fuel is a little bit blue, but she's running. Cab lights are on. Yeah, all them's working. I don't know how he turns the rest of his lights on. Turn some of these marker lights on while I'm gonna film it with my phone. I got the cab lights on. Getting smoked out. You got no tail lights, you got to turn them on there somewhere. Try one switch at a time.
It's supposed to be the overhead.
I bet you that control panel's that extra hot wire down there. I'm guessing anyway, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Really don't strap down here in the garage. You gotta give it some cool juice. have some copper off the spool. Here,
What's that?
keys in my truck.
It's gonna take a lot to pull out of your tracks.
She's got a lot, baby.
Hold it. Hold it. Go forward a little bit. There's a stump up there. Don't run over that stump. There you go. Now hit it. She's rolling for the first time in many years. Got a headlight out. That's pretty awesome. All right. We got the big heavy duty wrecker down here to the house. Got it running. Runs pretty good actually. It'd be sitting as long as it was. So it's nasty right now. Matt's getting ready to jerk the pressure washer out and he's gonna spray it off a little bit. The guy that wants it's supposed to be coming to pick it up tomorrow. It's pretty slick. We've got some of the lights working. It's got all the marker lights. It's a pretty awesome truck. What kind of bed you say this was, Matt? Holmes 600 bed. Let's see. Look at that. I got the strobes going. This is a pretty sweet outfit. It's a real machine. It started up and it was sunk up in the mud. Pulled right out. Didn't have no trouble at all. It's a stout. These mechanical wreckers are popular. People love these things. Everybody that comes by wants to know if it's a Holmes bed. Of course, you'll be able to tell by looking at it. It's wicked. We'll take another look at it when Matt gets it cleaned up. Turn these park lights off. Right now she's pretty nasty. Got worm tracks on it. It's clean. She's a runner. Matt got some of the filth off of it. It's pretty good. He's taking his CV out of it now. There goes the park lights. Got most of the lights working. This thing is a beast. Come here, pull on this winch.
Gotta engage the PTO.
Okay. Show that everything works on it. A little smoke, but that old fuel thing, the fuel's been sitting there forever. Brake lights. There goes the PTO. It's got twin booms on it. What are you doing there?
Do that. Pull the gear out of it.
Freewheel it.
And then when it don't line up, you have to hit it a little bit. Move it around. Send me that.
It engaged. It went over when I pushed it. Needs a little grease on it. It's supposed to be some of the stoutest winches going. Getting ready to rain on us. Two of those, and I think we pulled them all the way to the end of the driveway, so they're pretty long. Pretty cool. Right in the path of the smoke. Well, that's the big behemoth running. We've got most of the stuff working for the price they're getting it for. It's a bargain, I'd say. If you guys like stuff like we're doing, the first starts, working on these old machines, and doing these little projects, let us know in the comments. Like our content if you like it. Subscribe to our channel if you're interested in the things that we do, and if you got any ideas for other projects, give us a heads up. But I'm working with Larry Mullins. This is my son Matt, and this is the big behemoth Ford F-600. We've got her running. She's going on down the road tomorrow. Thanks everybody for watching.